Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Tonight, I am going to be reacting to If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device, episode 20. You're green with it. Yeah. Created by Bruva Alphabusa. If you want to check out my previous reactions, remember the playlist card will be at the top. Just click on it and you'll be able to access them. If you want to check out the original video as well as Bruva Alphabusa's YouTube channel, the links are in the description below. Last week with episode 19, Warp Grumbling, the Emperor and Magnus the Red have been discussing about the nature of the Warp, the Chaos Gods, and whether they can truly be destroyed, and is it something that can be done, to destroy the Warp Gods, the Chaos Gods. And them discussing about how Magnus felt, him feeling betrayed, feeling like he was weak, and he wanted more power, he wanted more knowledge that his father was not really forthcoming with or encouraging Magnus to search out for. He didn't have enough communication with his father in how he really felt, and it was one of the reasons why Magnus turned over to the Chaos Gods and made a pact with Zinch, and making him into this prince, this Chaos Prince Warp Demon, if I can say that. So yeah, it was a good discussion. It was a good heart-to-heart with Magnus, and now we're continuing on with episode 20. You're green with it. That's a weird title. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go. These are salamanders, right? I can see the green and gold. Yeah, I think these are salamanders. And they have the dark pigmentation, although I can't really see their faces. I think that's just a mask. Okay. I forgot. The Emperor sent the Ultramarines to collect the different what are they? Artifacts that the Primarch of the Salamanders, commissioned his sons to look for them, and then he would return. What's his name again? Vulcan. Yes, Vulcan. Oh my gosh. I like the music. I like the music whenever the Ultramarines are in the picture, That's so good. Yes. There's too much fire here. And is he sleeping on an anvil? Okay. Wait, was that a small green car? That was one of the artifacts they had to look for? Wow.
Congratulations, my friends! Through the power of friendship, you have found all the artifacts. And now I have returned to bring peace and friendship to the entire Imperium, no matter what the voices in my head say.
You are weak, Vulcan.
Shut your nut-face, Brain Ghost Ferris! You are not friend.
Yes! I did it! I am best forge, father!
Oh, okay, hold on. So Vulcan doesn't call his Astartes his sons, or his children. He calls them his friends. That's interesting. That's different. That's actually very different compared to all the other Primarchs that I know of so far. You know, they usually call their Astartes their sons, or maybe their tools. If you're like Angron, he calls them his tools, his weapons of war and stuff like that. So yeah, this is different. Huh? Okay, Vulcan, welcome back.
Hello, my lord.
Good, my sentient newspaper has arrived.
Before we speak, do you have any idea where Magnus is? I've lost track of him.
You lost track of a 12-foot tall demon man as bright red as a dying star. That is truly a great achievement. I know where he is, however. He is busy writing up the first volume of my soon-to-be smash hit book, The Emperor's Guide to the Galaxy, like I asked.
Understood. I was worried he'd be off sacrificing children or something. Never mind. We have just received a message from the Ultramarines.
Let me guess. They actually managed to do it.
They found the missing artifacts of Vulcan, yes.
That is thoroughly inconceivable. So the relics that the Salamanders have been trying to track down for millennia were found by the Ultramarines in less than a year.
And the Salamanders weren't really interested in looking for them. I mean, they were just stuck on Nocturne, or Prometheus, I should say, and sleeping and resting. They weren't really looking for them.
Indeed. I did tell you earlier, my lord, they are pretty great.
Almost too great? Actually, not almost, just forthright ridiculously great. I mean, seriously, what exactly makes those baby blue ball busters greater than the Geckomen at being space marines?
Well, my lord, I'm honestly not sure.
It's because they're called Ultramarines. That's just, you know, it's that good. It's that good.
I do have a few theories, though. One is that the Ultramarines are simply more versatile. As proven in their combat techniques, they're skilled at using a wide variety of weaponry and tactics, while the Salamanders are just about as focused on pyromania as the Sisters of Battle are.
Hold up. I must have forgotten, in my infinite wisdom, about some religious order during the Purge of Terra. These Sisters of Battle you speak of strike me as not being full of muscle-bound battle buddies with exclusively floppy reproductive organs. What precisely are these sisters?
You think that the Inquisition were crazy? These ladies are even more insane. They are far more devoted to you and, you know, to the cult of worshipping you. You have no idea, Emperor.
Well, do you remember the lady called Alicia Dominica? The one I brought in here to stop Goj Van Dyer during the Age of Apostasy?
My non-existent genitalia are still trembling in uncertainty.
Essentially, it's an organization of people like her. They're the military arm of the Adeptus Sororitas, which you yourself talked about during the latest answer session. You know, the ones you sent out your erogenous spin-ups to.
Oh yes, them. That scarcely sounds so grievous after all, seeing as they eliminated that person with the most evil-sounding name I have ever heard. I am most certain they are sensible and rational people.
Yeah, sensible and rational, yes, those are words.
Perhaps I can use them for destructive purposes. If someone would try to prank call me in the future for unspecified reasons, I will be most happy to hear about them later.
God damn it.
Back to the topic. Any other ideas about why the Ultramicronists are doing the heavier work?
Well, my second theory, while it may be subjective, is that I'm fairly sure blue is generally a better color than green. You know how orcs lose most of the time? Maybe there is a connection.
First off, that is fucking stupid. The fact that gold exists makes every other color equally inferior. Secondly, before you go on complaining about the Salamander's scheme, you should see their original paint job.
Did someone smear fermented crops waste over them?
They look so weird. They look like bees. You know, the bright yellow and the black. Yeah, it's good that they changed to green and gold. Yeah, because this just no. I think it works better with the Imperial Fists because, you know, they have the yellow, they have the black, but they also have a touch of red. So it makes them look far more better. This is just... yeah.
did not fly well with the Mechanicus because of how many seizures the paint job prompted, so they went fuck it and slapped a plain coat of green over them instead.
Continuing on to my third point, while still speaking about colours, the salamanders generally make your regular civilians and whatnot more worried because they are all black.
What?
Their skin colour is black, my lord. They look very unnatural and quite frightening.
That statement would...
You shouldn't say they look black, you know. I know they have some sort of like a genetic mutation because of the planet that they're on, you know, Prometheus. And, you know, it makes the skin like charcoal looking, like it's burnt, I think. And they have the red eyes. But, yeah, Kitten, probably you shouldn't have said black. I don't know. You should have said something else. Yeah. Either way, I understand what you mean.
Be so damn hysterical if it did not make me cry tears of pure disappointment from my skull.
What do you mean, my lord?
Yo, and by extension most likely the rest of the Imperium, have gone back to the ideals of ancient times, when people bounced around and inanely judged each other's characters solely upon the hue of their epidermis.
What?
This is exactly why regular humans cannot be left unchecked for a single fucking second before they start blaming and beliming each other. I keep on trying to make humanity function on its own, but it just will not stop.
Well, my lord, I think
Actually, I am going to act like a brain-dead fucking mortal now to... Oh boy. I have not seen what sort of coloration yo have underneath that golden mirror yo call a suit of armor in over 10,000 years. Let me see what kind of pigment your corporeal container has, and I will figuratively pour acid salt all over it.
Wait, I am so confused, my lord. Why are your eyes lighting up in the same back? Go away, what the heck are you doing? No!
What the fuck?
Ow. My lord? Was that really necessary?
Yo are black. But yo are shit-talking other blacks. I am confused.
Black? No, I'm not.
Yes yo fucking are. Have yo been in that shimmering shell of yours for so long that yo forgot yo had something under it? Gold is not a skin color, unfortunately.
No, I'd call it, like, brownish? I don't know, it's just some standard skin color, not black like the salamanders.
Then what in the fuck are you trying to say?
Well, my lord, I mean, you know, the salamanders all have a literally pitch black exterior with an almost coal-like skin texture and red glowing eyes. It's like they are bathing in burning promethium on a daily basis.
What are you even on about, Goldilocks?
I am honestly surprised you don't know about this, my lord. I'm certain the salamanders have always...
His skin tone is quite nice. I actually like it.
look like that.
Your memory must be distorted from all the smooth, lubricated skin you have consistently been exposed to for these past 10,000 years. Your mind has started fantasizing about big, exotic, crust-covered men that come and take you away to the lands of 1,000 volcano cannons exploding in your face.
That might be true, but it does not affect my argument. Look, you can even see it here.
By terrorists, that is new. I do not remember this being a thing. Is my mind playing tricks on me? Knowing the state of my memory, perhaps I did forget. Now I just feel like some kind of huge dick.
I feel that your heart is in the right place, but you can't be blamed for your degraded memory of things.
Yes, that is correct. As you know, I am always in the right.
So, can I have my armor back? I fear the other custodians will come and lubricate my revealed body parts. Start patting my chest like muscular bongos and...
You are such a fragile little butterflower, aren't you? So, please enlighten me, what in the shitacular showboat actually happened to the salamanders to make them look like this? I am positive at least Vulcan had flesh similar to yours. As bad as my memory is, I should be right about that at least. I mean, I am his fucking father, after all.
I'm fairly certain all salamanders, including Vulcan, have always looked like that, my lord.
I am murderously sure I gave all my children natural human pigments. Why would I ever decide to treat one of my infant sons to a bath in a pit of flaming tar?
I am unsure Magnus and Korax have natural pigments.
Shut up and explain.
Well, I believe their pigment was actually affected over time by their homeworld of Nocturne. Their gene seed does a chemical reaction to the radiation upon the planet, which inherently turns all salamanders jet black, also shifting their eyes to a fiery red.
No, that is just fucking stupid. Why would the one chapter that happened to have people of black pigment as a majority end up turning into vituperative fucking caricatures of their past selves? Must be. That shit's quintessential again.
And now to get the Blood Angels Cupid wings, and the Space Wolves, the wrinkly faces of pugs, all according to my ever-growing schemes.
My lord, I have to ask, do their appearance really matter if they are still loyal and excel as a chapter?
Yes. No. Screw this quandary with a fucking jackhammer. Let us just talk about whatever we were discussing before this shitstorm started flailing about the room.
Look, if they're okay with the way they look like, then there's nothing wrong. But if they feel like as if they should have some sort of option, whether they want to stay this way or, revert to who or what they used to look like, then, it should be given to them. But ultimately, I think they like the way they look because it gives them that sort of brotherly, kind of connection with all the other salamanders because they all look the same with the charcoal kind of skin and the red eyes, and it just gives them that sense of unity and brotherhood amongst all of them, and it just separates them. It makes them unique compared to all the other Astartes, even more so. Yeah.
Fair enough, my lord. As I was about to say, another difference between the Ultramarines and the Salamanders are that, while the Salamanders follow the Codex Astartes, they also follow a set of their own doctrines exclusive to the chapter.
Oh, brilliant. More rules I have not been told about.
First off, the Salamanders are very self-reliant and individual for being Astartes. Each Salamander is taught how to repair and improve his own war gear, effectively making them all blacksmiths. No pun intended. Thanks to this, the Salamanders have a lot of mastercraft weaponry and armor in comparison to other Astartes chapters. This is a useful trait when combined with their latent pyromania.
TOASTYYY tilde.
Speaking of which, just to establish their tactical prowess, several millennia ago, the Salamanders decided to fill an entire city with Promethean to destroy an Orc invasion. The good news is that it worked. The fire even eradicated all Orc spores, stopping any chance of the Horde
Man, they really love fire. They really love Prometheum, blazing everywhere on anything, on any kind of enemy. They really love using fire.
Bad news is, well, they lit a city on fire.
Well, that is okay.
Also, in the case of super heavy vehicles, they primarily tend to use the Land Raider Redeemer, which is basically two gargantuan flamers in the shape of a tank.
As great as that sounds, it also sounds incredibly unconventional.
Not to mention, they also literally wear fire on their armor.
Time out. Are you earnest in this claim? For fuck's sake, do they have a who can't stay on fire the longest contest as well? Or what?
Well, maybe not that. But an ancient ritual amongst the salamanders is that when one of their battle brothers grows too old, is dishonored, or is crippled and unable to fight, they will undergo a ceremony which involves them walking out into the fiery desert to meet their death in flames.
What the fuck?
Another one of their customs is that when a
So they're not entombed into dreadnoughts? They're sent out into some fiery desert to go die there? Wow, okay.
salamander actually dies, their body will be cremated in ritualistic fashion in the flames of a giant volcano called Mount Deathfire.
Is this a Space Marine chapter or a death metal band?
If they do not manage to get the fallen Astartes back to Nocturne to be cremated, his battle brothers perform a local cremation ritual in which they light the deceased on fire and then all stick their arms into the flames.
Now I am starting to feel uncomfortable.
But when a captain of the Salamanders dies, a grand ceremony is initiated when they strap the dead captain to a giant slab of ceramite-coated marble. Two battle brothers dressed in simple robes then proceed to lower the slab and the captain into a pool of lava. The battle brothers chosen to do this would have their own hands scalded with the white-hot chains that suspended the slab as they lowered it down. They have to do it in perfect unison, as the chains are engraved with the Salamander's iconography, making the battle brothers' hands have permanent third-degree burns with the semblance of a hammer, an anvil, and a flame upon their palms.
Now this is...
Man, yeah, no, this is like fetishization of fire and heat, and yeah, it's just weird.
just becoming fetishistic.
With the death of a captain, a new one has to ascend to the ranks, of course. In the ritual of ascension, they take the soon-to-be captain and strip him down to only his sash. He is then branded with a mark on his chest and shoulder as to signify his captainship. Then he is placed upon a platform in his undraped splendor and is subject to an extreme pillar-like inferno launched from below that surrounds him for a few seconds. The ritual is then concluded with the words, "Vulcan's fire burns in my breast. With it I shall smite the foes of the Emperor."
They are taking that passage pretty damn literally, it seems. Seriously, is this troubling craving for flames a side effect of me placing them a bit too close to some candles when they were just little gene seeds in a tube? Why do so many of my sons have such revolting compulsions?
Oh, my lord, it's not your fault.
That is definitely correct. I never do anything wrong ever.
Well, anyway, even if they have such a blatant fixation with fire, they are still one of your finest. They are a chapter that, despite their imposing looks, do an outstanding job caring for and protecting civilians, often acting as rearguard in several confrontations.
That must go superbly for them considering their specialization with such short-range weaponry.
The population is always grateful for it. One instance was that during the Second War of Armageddon, when all the chapters involved were waging war on all different fronts, the Salamanders picked up the dangerously neglected task of handling supplies, escorting refugees, and helping the defenseless. In the battles upon the planet of Armageddon, the Salamanders fought for the planet's people and generally frowned upon the notion that the populace of the Imperium were of no worth. These ideals are actually so strongly held by the Salamanders that their chapter master, Tushan, came blows with the first captain of a chapter known as the Marines Malevolent. The captain had early bombarded a refugee camp that had been ambushed by orcs, as he said that he didn't have time to waste on saving the civilians. This greatly angered Tushan and made the Marines Malevolent generally seem like total arse clowns.
Yeah, I remember in the movie Hell's Reach when the Salamanders came to Armageddon, and I'm not sure if it was the chapter master, but it was a few Salamanders who came to help the Black Templars, the Recrusiarch, Grimaldus, and they were working together for some time until it came to a point where there were differences in how they wanted to fight the war against the orcs. The Salamanders were mainly focusing on protecting the civilians and making sure the civilians are escorted out into safety, away from the orcs, while the Black Templars were focusing primarily on defeating the orcs, seeking glory and battle, against the orcs. They weren't really caring much for the civilians. And yeah, it was a very strong difference of opinions on that matter, and it ultimately led to the Salamanders being kicked out of the city of Hell's Reach, where Grimaldus was stationed, and the Salamanders had to go and operate somewhere else to try and save civilians instead of staying in the city. And yeah, they do have a sort of a difference in point of views compared to all the other brothers across all other various factions of the Astartes. So yeah, they are unique in that they focus primarily on saving civilians foremost, and then everything else is just secondary. Yeah.
Marines Malevolent seem to be suffering from GOG Evandire syndrome. Seriously, who in their right mind openly names their chapter Malevolent?
Nobody. The Marines Malevolent don't seem to have anything right about them. Even their color scheme seems rather obnoxious.
It is like they took the Salamander's previous color scheme and removed everything even remotely good about it. I will have to pencil in a virus bombing upon this abomination.
They're trying to look like the Imperial Fists, because they have the yellow, they have the black, and then they have that stripe of red on the helmet. Yeah, but it kind of looks cool, actually. Yeah, I actually kind of like this. Maybe I don't like the previous one because of the pattern of the black and the yellow. It just didn't look nice. But this, not bad.
On a side note, it is a good thing Yo inserted the Summit Visualizer into the Golden Throne. It makes exposition much easier.
Agreed, my lord. Either way, I hope you do see how the Salamanders are still one of your finest in this regard. They stay true to their Primarch and you in both code and mannerisms.
Yes, that is all absolutely fantastic, but there is just one problem.
Pyrophilia, my lord?
Other than that, at the beginning of this conversation, I actually asked Yo to provide evidence that the Ultramarines are greater than the Salamanders. Now Yo have just set them up to be creepy but nice guys with a thing for helping people. And fire.
Oh. Well, they found the artifacts before the Salamanders?
I want to say you are not proving a fucking thing, but I cannot say that without being wrong, and I am of course never wrong as already established.
Well, my lord, the Ultramarines will most likely live long, eventually fading into legend with their deeds and self-publicism. But the Salamanders will continue to burn like a mighty flame in the hearts of the people they have defended.
It is better to burn out than to fade away.
Yes indeed, my lord. Yes indeed.
Seriously though, next time I meet Vulcan I am going to tell him to take his sons on a field trip to a freezing cold ice planet for a couple of years so they can reorient their fucking perspective.
Life's not all fire and flames, am I right, my lord?
No, especially in the case of the mangy fur balls of Fenris. I bet Lee Man and his band of puppies are still sitting about trying to figure out how friction works. Actually, Ghost should tell me about their drunken tirades next.
Ah, right. Of course, my lord.
No! You must not speak of the wolves.
Who dares suddenly interject things in my presence? Oh look, it is my precious little sentry bubble. How is my sweetheart doing today?
Father, your sweetheart was I, Rogel Dorn.
My lord!
Ah! Yes? What is it you want? You didn't hear anything, right? Not that we were talking about anything. We just like snuggling up close and...
Who are these guys? I don't know who they are. I don't think I've seen them before.
whispering nice things into each other's ears.
I know, Lord Israel.
Wait. Lord what? Lord Azrael. Lord Azrael. Okay.
Is it the 30th time you've told me?
But you may wish to know we have pursued the most mysterious lead you wished us to follow, and we've once again found the lost strike cruiser.
The Ophidian God.
Tampers, Israel, did you hear that? We're totally gonna find Cypher now!
Azrael! There's blood all over the floor now. I really don't want to get that on my armor. It's all murky, probably stains easily.
Well, we'll soon be making fall upon the planet to which we've been led.
That is all.
Thank you, dismissed. Oh, remember to close the door, but not too harshly.
Yes, Lord Belial. I won't close the automatic door too harshly.
Did he just mouth me?
Which chapter do these guys belong to? They're wearing green in color. I'm not sure who do they represent. Huh.
Brothers, we're in some deep shit now. If we don't find Cypher, the Inquisition will be after us for sure. They'll start noticing that one of their Inquisitors are missing.
Hey, we're not Supreme Grandmaster. We've hidden the corpse of that stupid Inquisitor in a place where no one will find him. Hacked up in small dried up bits, put it into small packages, and donated his food rations to the death corpse of Creed.
Do those Creek fellows even eat?
I don't know!
We don't have time for this, Asmodai!
What's his name? Asmodai? And then the other guy's name? I didn't get his name. Okay.
Cypher and the Fallen are escaping further away from us the longer we linger! We have to—
Excuse me, my lord.
Ah! No, you heard nothing! I mean, yes, you heard something, but it was certainly nothing suspicious and secretly heretical. Damn it, what do you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you again, but we have discovered sentient activity upon the planet's surface.
What? No! I mean, yes! What is it?
It appears to be the Adeptus Mechanicus, my lords.
The Adeptus Mechanicus arrived on the planet before us? Oh, this is such a shameful moment. I'm totally useless.
Wait, is it that group of Adeptus Mechanicus who are looking for STCs? I think it's the same one. I think it's the same, group. Yeah.
Nobody loves me.
This can only mean one thing! One terrifying thing!
Adeptus Mechanicus is working for the Fallen!
The Fallen. Who are they? Alright.
My lord, what are the Fallen?
Make him repent, Asmodee.
Okay guys, that's it with If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device, episode 20, You're Green With It, by Bruva Alpha Busa. Rogel Dawn, Vulcan, Magnus, 3 brothers have returned. Rogel Dawn was a surprise. That means this guy was here the whole time. He was here, far longer than even Magnus. That's amazing. And the Emperor didn't even realize. He didn't even feel his son's presence, in that armor. But he did cherish, the soldier quite differently compared to all the other Astartes around. So yeah, that kind of seemed a bit weird, but now I think that kind of explains it, why he felt such an affinity for this particular Astartes. His son is inside that suit. So yeah, so Rogel Dawn has returned. We've also been given information about the salamanders and their affliction, yes, in terms of their skin tone and their eyes, but their addiction to pyromancy, using fire on anything and everything. It's become their culture, it's become a part of their pseudo-religion, also in terms of worshipping the emperor. So, it's just become this thing that they cannot go without. Their weapons, they use fire. Their tanks, their mechanized weapons, they use fire. Their armor, they use fire. When they die, they use fire. When they are sent out to their deaths, they use fire. So yeah, fire is just a part of who they are, and it can't be divorced from them, if I can say that. And now we're dealing with a group of Astartes who are doing some shady business. I'm not entirely sure what Arzel or Azrael and Osmond and the other Astartes were doing exactly, but I think they're heretics probably. Like they're doing something that they should not be doing, and they're also hiding an Inquisitor somewhere, I'm not sure where. So these guys seem to be doing some nefarious and shady things, and yeah, hopefully the Adeptus Mechanicus research team that's on the planet don't get caught up in this nonsense that these guys are doing, and they survive and they're able to continue on their mission looking for more STCs. But yeah, this episode was fun. It was really, really fun. It's good to see Rogel Dawn here as well. I wonder what they're going to be talking about, him, the Emperor, and Magnus once he's done writing the novel. Or is it just, it's just a book that, the Emperor, requested that his son should do. And yeah, can't wait for that interaction. Guys, that's it for tonight. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as Brufa Alpha Booster's YouTube channel, the links are in the description below. If you like my reaction, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos. And I'll see you guys next week Thursday. Okay? Good night.